welcome to this amazing Safari Live broadcast on Facebook. We're sitting here in the Mara Triangle. Overhead, it's about 30 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and it looks like there's about to be a crossing of the wildebeest. And the zebra, of course. My name is James Hendry. On camera is Jeandre, and we are hopefully about to witness one of the great migration stories. There are 1.4 million wildebeest in this ecosystem, about 300,000 of these grand zebras also, and some of them are about to cross the Mara River. That's this great winding mass of water. It's a perennial river that runs through this ecosystem, and you can see them. We're seeing them coming down towards the water, and you can see them coming up from around the surrounding hills. Now, you can please ask us questions or send us comments. With the zebra, they're getting very tense about it, and you can see just in front of the crossing there, there's a crocodile. Can you see the crocodile there, Jeandre, just in front of where the wildebeest are drinking?
The other two in the river.
There's one right in front of them, and this is why they're thinking, or they're a bit nervous to cross. Now, we don't know if they're going to cross or not. They could easily just move on. In fact, many of them are moving on to perhaps another crossing point where there are less crocodiles off now, so we might have to run around and go to another crossing. But we'll see. We're going to sit here for a little while. It's a totally unpredictable process. Of course, we never know what's going to happen with the zebra and the wildebeest. They prevaricate, they're indecisive. The presence of those great dinosaurs of the deep makes them extremely nervous about moving across the river. They move away, they turn around, they come back. We never know exactly what they're going to do. And it's one of the greatest spectacles on planet Earth, the crossing of the Mara River. Now, just to give you a bit of background while we wait and see what's going to happen, these animals come to and fro across the river all the time at this time of year. And that's between sort of late June, early July, up to the end of October. They're in this area. All of the wildebeest, the Thompson's gazelles, and the zebra, they lurk around here, and they come to and from the Mara Triangle, where we are now, to the other side of the river there. And the other side of the river is the Mara proper. Well, not the Mara proper, the Masai Mara. The zebras are very tense. You can see them kicking each other there. They're having a real fight. And I think that tension is being brought on by the indecisiveness of whether or not they want to get across this river. Now, there are some traditional crossing points. It's not entirely unpredictable in that we know that there are actually 10 crossing points in the Mara ecosystem where the wildebeest and the zebra do their crossings. This is the first of them, or this is the second of them. Look at the croc lifting his head up. Particularly stupid crocodile, of course. That's not going to help. Really not going to help at all. So, well, if you want to chase your supper away, that's the best way to do it, isn't it? Lift your head up, and you frighten off all the zebra. Now, I'm just thinking, should we be moving to another crossing point? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Right, I think what we're going to do, everybody, is probably move along. It looks like these zebras are going, so let's go before too many vehicles move. Alrighty. Hello, Angela. Yes, absolutely, you're correct. You say, wasn't this TV show in the Big Cat Diaries? The answer is absolutely it was. Hello, it was in the Big Cat Diaries. This is the very famous river, and of course one of the greatest characters of the Big Cat Diaries was Scarface, the male lion. Now, we were introduced to him yesterday. What an astounding magnificence he was. Now, we're just going to drive around here and just keep an eye on the wildebeest on the other side of the river there. See what they're doing. It is going to be a little bit jerky and jumpy as we go. I think that crocodile has ruined the chances for all of his brethren, and also these prevaricating wildebeest and zebra. They could easily turn around and come back. They do that quite a lot. Okay, apparently they haven't moved past here. I've got a number of people sitting in the crow's nest on this rather awkward vehicle that we're sitting in now. and it doesn't look like the wildebeest and the zebra have moved much from here. I think it might be a good idea just to stick around. We'll get an idea of what the average wildebeest is doing. Where are they going? You can see them still moving slightly off towards the left-hand side there.
See if they come down there.
If we what?
If we park right there.
Hold on, everybody. This is part of the joy of doing this, of course, is that we don't know what is going to happen, when it's going to happen. Like I say, one of the greatest spectacles on planet Earth. Now, there's another big crocodile there. You can see the wildebeest and the zebra massing still, thinking about it. I don't think they'll come down here necessarily, but we can see where they're going. We've been here now for 4 days, everyone, hoping to see a good crossing. We haven't managed to capture one live, but we do know that into this area, a huge number of wildebeest came yesterday. They came out of the Serengeti because of the rains we've been experiencing in this area. And that's because they want the short green grass that's starting to spring as a result of the rain. All the grazers want nice green grass, but of course the great thing that stops them going across these rivers, the enormous crocodiles. Some of them up to 15 feet long, that chap probably about 10 feet or so. Very heavy. Hello, Karima. You say thank you so much for these Mara videos. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying them, Karima. I hope you're enjoying them as much as we are bringing them to you. It's been a real joy the last 4 days. We're into our 4th day of our Mara migration story, everyone. There's some smaller crocodiles. This is fantastic. Now, let's just keep looking. Across to the other side, please, Jeandre, where the zebra and the wildebeest are now moving slowly off. And let's just keep an eye on where they're going. And I've got to tell you, the person who comes up with an algorithm to predict what is going to happen with these crossings is going to be very rich one day indeed. They could easily just turn around and come back. But what we want to do is instruct that imbecilic crocodile sitting in the middle of the crossing there to get under the water and behave like a crocodile should and not breach like a dolphin. He's obviously a little bit sad about being a reptile. Quick background to the area. This is 510 square kilometers, which is 51,000 hectares, roughly 230 square miles or so. It's a fantastic, fantastic area, this. It truly is just magnificently beautiful. And it extends, of course, all the way into Tanzania, into the Serengeti, and is part of the Mara Serengeti ecosystem, which is about 2 million hectares or so, 20,000 square kilometers of untrammeled wildlife wilderness wonderland, and that's where these animals live. Astounding number of wildebeest, zebra, topi, elephants, buffalo, impala, Grant's gazelles, Thompson's gazelles, and all the predators that go with them, the lions, the very famous lions of the Mara, of course, and then the great hyenas of East Africa, the clans of 40, 50 or more. And hopefully we'll be able to show you some of those in due course. Oof. I've just spotted something, Jeandre. It's a crocodile eating a wildebeest down there. I'm going to sneak slightly forward and let's see if you can't get a quick view of it. We don't want to drive into the river, of course. That would be very unfortunate. Can you see it there, Jeandre? Jeandre. Yeah, can you see him? Just see him. The wildebeest floating into frame now. And that wildebeest probably tried to cross either today or yesterday. And now it is rotting quietly in the water and will make a delicious meal for a crocodile. Not for anything else, of course.
3 crocs, 4 crocs.
4 crocodiles there, Jeandre says. That's fantastic stuff. Look at that. That is brilliant. That's one of the great migration stories, everybody. That's why these are some of the biggest crocodiles in all the world. They sit here over these months and they sup on wildebeest more than they can eat. And then for many months of the year, some of them don't eat at all. But because there is so much to eat at this time of the year, it doesn't really seem to matter. We're just going to keep an eye on this whole section here, everyone. Look at that. Okay, everybody, we're going to probably move on from here and just try and figure out, oof, that's a disgusting picture. Try and see what's going on with this crossing, try and predict what's happening. We're going to be live from 4 o'clock this afternoon, East African time, 3 o'clock Central African time, until late this evening, when hopefully we're going to follow the famous Kitwatembo pride as they hunt into the night. In the meantime, we're going to hope that the wildebeest and zebra cross the river. We hope to see you soon. Story of the migration. Thousands of wildebeest are coming across this river. Here they go. Thousands of wildebeest coming across the river, everybody. Probably, I don't know, maybe 10,000 already have gone across, and now they're streaming in. This is the biggest crossing I've ever seen. And what I'm going to get Jeandre to do is just pan as they get into the river and quickly show them how many have gone off the other side there, Jeandre. Look at this. Look at them all. Thousands of them streaming across the plains there. All right, let's go back to the water. I don't know how many there are there, but thousands certainly. Please ask us questions. Tell us what you think. This is one of the greatest spectacles on planet Earth. You won't see anything like this anywhere else in the world. It really is quite astounding. Look, they're streaming out of the woodlands. This is brilliant. There doesn't seem to be any crocodile activity here, which is quite strange, but it's why they're crossing. This is why they're crossing. Those great big idiot crocodiles at the other place, waiting for nothing. And I'm just keeping an eye on the water to see. And you can hear them making them wonderful noises, their canoeing noises. And the water's deep here. This is probably why the crocs aren't here. Oh, this is just fantastic, everyone. I thought I saw a crocodile stick its head out of the water. And the canoe noises apparently are wonderfully easy to hear. Oh, this is special. Here's a lion. There's a lion right next to us. What's this? We're about to see a kill. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say, everyone. Look, look, look. Look at this. She doesn't know how to make her mind up. She doesn't know what to kill. There's still thousands of them coming out of the water. Sorry, please excuse the clicking of the camera, everyone. We're trying to get a couple of good photographs here as well. Here she's now hiding. The wildebeest coming right past us now. I don't know where to look. This is just too astounding for words. There's the lion still there. There we go. Look at this. Lion kill live at the crossing. She's got it. She's got it. She's got it by the throat. People, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this. My heart is absolutely pounding. This was the... Oh. And I'm not going to ask Jeandre to move the camera, but there's another lonely wildebeest coming from the left, which is strange. That's not where they're crossing from. Now they've all gone back up onto the other side. Oh, that poor thing. Everybody, I know there may be some sensitive viewers watching, and I'm sorry, but their lion does have to eat. It's a very well-fed lioness, I must tell you. But see how the rest of them have now stopped crossing. Hey? That was quite something. Jeandre, how do you feel? Woo! I think we'll pack up and go home. We've seen a crossing and a kill in about 10 minutes. It's unbelievable. They're coming back down towards the river now, everybody. This is incredible. They're so intent on getting across the water, and probably now, because they can't see any crocs in the water, and that lioness is just finishing off the killing of that little zebra. Not zebra, it's a wildebeest, isn't it? Oh dear. I'm utterly speechless. So everybody, you've just seen one of the greatest spectacles in the natural world on this incredible planet of ours. This is why we came here. We came here to see the wildebeest crossing the Mara River. We came here to see the crocodiles. We came here to see the lions. And in this sighting, on this brief 20 minutes that we've been here, we've seen it all. I am almost unable to speak. I think I've just pulled my earphones out. No, I haven't. Can't hear anything. I don't know where the final control is. I can't hear them right now. But my goodness, that was something else. Let's just take a deep breath, everyone. You know, they say coming here is a spiritual experience. Well, got to tell you, this is the greatest spiritual experience than I've ever had. An endless arena of activity and action, life, death, tragedy, triumph, comedy. It all happens right here in this unspeakably beautiful land. There's another lion behind us. There's another lion coming straight towards us. Just stay where you are. In fact, there are two of them. Jeandre can't spin that far around, everybody. I'm just going to keep an eye out for them. I think we're going to have a feeding site here fairly soon, and I think that's why those wildebeest are nervous to come across here. There are two more lions behind us coming this way. Yeah, it's too wonderful. We're just trying to connect again with our final control. Many of you will be trying to send comments, I'm sure, sharing your impressions of what we've just seen here. Unfortunately, things are a little difficult at the moment technically, trying to get hold of them. We seem to have an internet connectivity issue. That's not a problem for us, though. Whew. I think we're going to connect now. Please do send your comments and questions to the final control. They'll read them through to us, and we'll hear your impressions of this unspeakable sighting we've just seen. Oh, listen, that wildebeest is still alive, Jeandre. Right, there we are. I'm back in with them. The wildebeest is still alive, everyone. And this is what happens. You see, they close off the windpipe. What happens is, I know this is difficult for some people, but just appreciate it for what it is. The lion has to eat. There are other lions coming in. They too have to eat. And it will be over fairly soon. That wildebeest won't be feeling anything. It will be so filled with adrenaline it won't feel a thing. But what happens is, while we thought it was dead, she closed off the windpipe. That, of course, will eventually result in an unconsciousness. Then, of course, if the wildebeest isn't dead just yet, what happens is that consciousness comes back. They start to breathe again, and that's what's happened here. And there are thousands of wildebeest now massing the other side, thinking about coming across this way.
Lots of viewers tuning in and liking the video.
Good grief. As I said, tragedy, triumph, beauty, comedy. Not much comedy here right now, but there will be later. Wildebeest are normally fairly comedic. Whew. I'm absolutely breathless. It's the greatest wildlife spectacle I've ever seen. Now, we are going to be here, as I said, 3 o'clock Central African time, 4 o'clock East African time. We're going to follow probably the Kichwatembo pride as they hunt later on tonight. But we're going to stay right here for now, I think, and we'll see what unfolds here. Okay, we're just waiting here. We're not going to go off live now. We're just having a quick discussion with the directors about whether we should stay live or not, or go perhaps to a topee sighting. I suggested the topee sighting to the directors, and one of them clipped me swiftly over the back of the head. So I think that means that we're going to stay here with these lions, and the other lions are coming in. They are hidden from this lioness and the wildebeest by the number of cars that there are here, but they are coming in from the other side. We have been so lucky here. You cannot believe how lucky we've been. There we go. I think the wildebeest is dead now, everyone. I think. I've said that before and come horribly unstuck. Now, in this very area, we might be very lucky. It's not quite dead yet. We might be very lucky. This is where we saw Scarface, the great big male lion. Maybe he'll come in. This was one of the prides I think he dominated, or maybe still does. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the lions a bit later. I've heard a lot more about them today. I cannot actually believe what we just witnessed. If you have just joined us, these wildebeest came streaming across this water. They decided on this crossing point because there were no crocodiles in the deep, and they got across. Thousands of them are now massing on the plains beyond, going to eat the sweet green grass of the Mara Triangle. That's where we are right now. Then suddenly somebody said next in one of the vehicles next to us, "Lion, lion," and a lion came out, and she stood, and the wildebeest streamed on either side of her. And almost the very last wildebeest to come out in this crossing, she grabbed. She made one attempt and failed, and then she got this one. And we haven't managed to show you the other two yet. There are two lionesses behind us. They can't see her. Good grief, look at this. And Deb, you say you can't believe she took it down by herself. Well, look at her. She's having a drink. She's exhausted by the whole thing. And that's why she's having a drink. Goodness gracious me. Oh, Jeandre, there's a purple heron. If you're interested. That's not a bird you see every day. Hello, Timothy. You, unfortunately, well, for you, now live in Los Angeles, and you were a former guide in the Mara, and you say this is very informative. Timothy, it's great to have a veteran of this area joining us. I am not a veteran by any stretch of the imagination. Any insights you wish to share? I would love to hear from you. It's been a real eye-opener being in this unspeakably wonderful wilderness, and so to hear from a veteran is really great stuff. Thank you for getting hold of us, Timothy. Right, so what's going to happen now, I imagine, is that these lions will probably eat for a while. I think the others, once these vehicles clear up, will eat here. And I'm just saying thank you to the guy next to us. He, as we went down to another crossing, said he's just heard that they're crossing here, and indeed they did. Goodness gracious me. Sorry, everyone, that wasn't a purple heron. It was a rufous-bellied heron, for those of you who were worried that I'd got it wrong. A rufous-bellied heron is what just flew over. I imagine, though, my identification of the bird fairly irrelevant compared with what we've just witnessed. Here's the other lion, Jeandre. She's just next to the sign that says, "Do not alight from your car." This is why you mustn't alight from your car in the Mara Triangle. There's a lion next to the sign that says, "Do not alight from your car." Very good warning. That is such a classic picture. Jeandre, you see that? It says don't get out of the car. It's very important. Look, she's coming to have a drink right next to the car here. I'm going to sit down here and take a picture while Jeandre tries to film her for you. Hello, Mrs. Lion. You may hear the machine gun fire of lenses clicking at these lions. Most of them coming from Graham Wallington, sitting behind me. He's in possession of a very large lens, which he is wafting about the place with great enthusiasm. This is just too special. Now, Zia, you're wondering if the lion will hunt me if I get any closer. Zia, I could not really be closer. These lions are pretty much sitting, well, they're about 3 feet from the front of the car. They're having a wonderful drink where they are now, and they wouldn't hunt us, no. They're no interest in hunting human beings at all. They've got wildebeest to eat. They'll be very satisfied with eating those, I think. Isn't that wonderful? This is too beautiful, everybody. Too beautiful. Now, lions, they will tell you, are relatively independent of water, and they can be. But you can see if they're thirsty, goodness, they will drink. I'm just going to take a few pictures here. Gosh, she's almost, she's only about 4 feet from me. Just the most beautiful shots. Let's see if we can, Jeandre, can you get tight in on her feet there?
Which foot?
Her right foot or left foot, doesn't matter. I just think they're rather impressive. The size of those claws. Now she will go and share in the meal, I'm sure. Because the other lion has gone back to the kill, Jeandre. I can't see from here.
He's actually wandering behind another
She seems
lion.
to have wandered off. It's very strange. It might be, you know what, these lions have got so much to eat at the moment. And they've got so much to eat because of this migration. There are some of them, wildebeest and zebra, just die of natural causes. They're pretty easy to catch quite a lot of the time because, well, there's just so many of them. And I think these lions eat so much at this time of the year that half the time they leave the carcasses they kill. And many of you will have house cats. You know that house cats love to catch things to eat. Or not catch things to eat, they love to play with things. And I think what you'll find is it's a bit like, when a house cat sees a mouse run past or sort of a toy or a ball of wool, they're unable to stop themselves. Jose, you say these are really beautiful animals. They are beyond speech, Jose. I have just experienced the greatest wildlife experience of my life. Now, José and everyone else who's watching on Facebook, we're going to end the stream in about 2 minutes. Whew. Then we're going to go live again on Safari Live. And it's going to be an astounding show. We go live at 4 o'clock East African time and then 3 o'clock Central African time, so that's in a few minutes' time. Now, they're all moving towards the kill now. And I'm just keeping an eye out, all scanning around the horizon here, hoping to see Scarface, the big male lion. Maybe he'll come back in here. All right, everyone, we're going to wrap it up from here. You've witnessed with me and with Safari Live one of the greatest wildlife spectacles you could ever hope to see on planet Earth. The wildebeest migration followed by a lion king in the kill in the Mara Triangle. I'm sorry for being slightly tongue-tied. I am still breathless and amazed by the things we've seen here. Join us in a few minutes on the main stream, and we're going to continue this incredible drama. See you there.